Into the kitchen walks a woman who I thought I'd never see in real life. A woman by the name of April May.
I'm sorry, who is this?
This is April May.
The intern before you? I thought you were the only one who survived the turn back.
I did too, but I found her in the coca mines.
How do you find a whole person in a mine?
I didn't see her until after I found the time orb, but she was just in the corner. She seemed terrified.
Well, I would be too if I was supposed to be dead.
Lena?
Taryn, we have a problem.
Lena, their leader, walks right into the kitchen and freezes.
Who are you?
This is April May.
You can't be here.
Lena!
No, Taryn, you don't get it, do you? Having 2 interns is bad enough, but having 3?
Well, what do you suggest we do? We can't get rid of her.
You said there was a problem?
I've done some more reading. Just because stopping the turn back is possible doesn't mean it will be easy.
Like it has so far, you mean?
This is serious. The town is a living being in its own regard, and the turn back is part of its life cycle. If you try to stop it, it'll see you as a threat and try to eliminate you.
Okay, let me get this straight. The town, not the people in it, but the town itself, is going to try to kill us.
Precisely.
You seem frighteningly calm about all this.
Do I? I apologize. I know our chances seem grim, but we need to take this chance.
Well, what's our other option?
To sit on our butts, try to figure out how to get you 2 out, and wait for the town to collapse upon itself.
So there isn't one. Look, I haven't been here as long as you two, and I'll be honest, this place still freaks me out. But I am not about to let these people die, or this place cease to exist.
One more thing. How did she get here?
Lena, their leader, points a finger at April May across the room. I found her. In the mines.
You found her in the mines. Taryn, do you realize how ridiculous that sounds?
Says the 15-year-old who just told me that a municipality is alive.
Well, it is alive.
Well, I did find her in the mines. Lena, their leader, blows her bangs out of her eyes.
Well, how did she get there?
I don't know. Why not ask her? We all turn to April May, who stares at us like a deer in the headlights, a piece of toast halfway into her mouth. April, what do you remember? She swallows her mouthful of food before beginning her story.
It was the day of the turnback. I drove as far as I could, as fast as I could. I didn't know much, but I knew I had to get out of Spring Shard. As I was driving, I could feel the ground start to tremble, like the scene in Hamlet where all the wildebeest killed the King of Denmark.
I don't think that's...
Just let her keep going.
That's how I knew it was bad. I tried not to focus on that and kept on driving, but that's when the light started. It was like a giant bubble, slowly then quickly taking over the whole town. A tidal wave of light sweeping over everything in its path. When I hit the car, it was like everything slowed down, and I could feel every atom in my bones pulse with the power. It filled the car like it was being plunged underwater. Once it hit me, it was like I was free falling. I've never felt so free yet so constricted in my life. And I like it. It pushed me out of my seat, through the windshield. I felt the glass cutting my arms, but it wasn't painful. And it wasn't pleasant. It was just present. I was flying. My eyes weren't open, but I could see everything. Where I was, where I came from, and where I was headed. Fragments of glass floated around my head like petals in the wind as my body was thrown like a rag doll from the car towards the wall of mist. I was completely in the light now, and it filled my whole body with a warmth I've never felt, beaming from the inside out. I was heading for the mist, but instead of plunging into it like a swan into the water after food, I struck it like a wall of bricks, and then it was dark. I switched from swimming in light to swimming in darkness. I felt numb, but I guess feeling that disputes that I was numb at all. Like being underwater, everything was muffled. I saw shapes that I couldn't make out and heard words and instructions that I couldn't understand. I don't know how long that went on. Then there was a wind, like I was being moved quickly up to a safe place, and then I heard a sharp voice yell, "Wake up!" It was like a pin in the back of my neck. I was in the dark, but it wasn't formless dark. It had form. I just couldn't see it. It was dusty, like a thick layer of sticky buttered chalk coating my lungs. Suddenly, everything began to shake, and the wall collapsed. There was light. And then I saw you, Taryn.
All of us stay silent after her story.
Taryn, does that match yours?
I guess so. When I entered the mines, there was nothing there that I could see. I explored a bit more, but as I was turning to leave, I felt a breeze over my shoulder. I turned there by a crumbled pile of coca, and there it was, the time orb, glowing like a ruby. As I bent down to pick it up, I noticed a shape in the dark corner, like someone trying not to be seen. And then I realized who she was. Lena, their leader, sighs before turning to April and pointing a finger in her face.
I don't know why or how you're here, but since you are going to help us.
Of course.
By the way, Lena and Connor found the time orb in the community garden.
She passes me a black velvet bag.
I wouldn't touch it if I were...
Lena trails off as I take the emerald-shaded time orb out of the bag and into my hand.
Impossible.
What?
You're holding it.
Yeah, I'm holding it. And?
June, hold it.
Okay. Ow!
The orb hits the ground with a thunk as June clutches her hand.
It was like being electrocuted and burned.
What are you talking about?
Taryn, based on my research, no one should be able to hold the time orb directly. The energy it emits is too strong.
Then why can I hold it?
I don't know.
Hi, this is AJ Robinson, creator of Chronicles of Springshard and the voice of Taryn March. I just wanted to thank you for listening to this episode. If you like this episode and want to know when the next episode is up, feel free to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Springshard Chronicle for weekly updates and teasers. Episode 6 will be up on April 3rd. If you like this episode and would like to listen to it, even when you don't have Wi-Fi, it is available for download. If you want to listen while looking at a picture of the super cool cover art, you can also listen on YouTube. Check our social media for more information. The awesome music you are listening to right now is by Chaos Emerald on YouTube. Go check out her channel once this episode is done. In fact, if you're listening on YouTube, I'll even give you a link in the description below. You can also check her out on Instagram and Twitter at EmmaJoyceY. The voice of June Hardy was Carly Curtis. The voice of April May was Denisha Ambwani. The voice of Lena, the leader of the Lemonade Gang, was Kirsten Gorman. Special thanks to Jess Milton, Derek Taggart, and to you listening right now. Now let's figure out what's going on.